All right, guys, so we're here at SEMA today. We're here with Todd from FabFitters. This is his FD RX-7. As you can see under the hood, it's got a four-rotor under it. You guys may have seen this car before from Rob Dahm's channel. He mentioned that there would be an all-wheel drive four-rotor coming, and this is Todd's car. So we're here to talk a little bit about it, and he's going to show us exactly what he's done with it. So thanks for being on the channel with us, Todd.
Yes, sir.
We've got a four-rotor here. Tell us a little bit about it.
So we have a billet plate four-rotor. Comes from Billet Pro, made by them. Twin Garrett G42 1200 turbos.
Wow.
They do go into a modified torque tube into a Gallardo driveline. So we're using that transaxle in the back of the car.
It's got a Lambo driveline on the car.
It's got a Lambo driveline on the car. It's also got Corvette suspension on it. Right, straight off the shelf, GM, control arms, uprights. So all the suspension has been designed around that GM geometry.
GM geometry.
Beautiful. Yep, GM geometry. So we also have a magnetic ride system that's on the car to help us kind of get that power down to the ground.
Makes
so
sense.
we are shooting for between 1,000 and 1,100 usable horse on the ground in an all-wheel drive configuration to run things like Texas Mile, quarter-mile events, try and shoot for even some time attack, Optima Challenge. So we really want to use the car. So some of the build here was done specifically so that we could use the car, drive the car, have fun with the car. And the partners that we have and a lot of the parts we've used are on board with that.
That's awesome.
They've resoundingly come here at SEMA, looked at the car, seen what we've got, and they're on board with making everything we've talked about happen.
Wow. That sounds like a lot of features the car has. What engine management do you plan on using with it?
So we have a Haltech 2500 ECU with the REM module because we are running at least 12 injectors because we plan on running E85, pump gas, methanol. We plan on running meth as a part of the component.
You hear that, boys?
So we do plan on running methanol to help run some of our events, help keep the engine running cool. Yep. We do have a pretty extensive intercooler system in it to help.
Air to air?
It is air to water.
Oh, air to water.
We are a liquid intercooled system, so we have about a 3,000 horse intercooler system here to keep that charge air cool.
Wow.
Trying to generate some good usable power out of this great four-rotor power plant.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, the body is all here. I'm sure you guys at this point have seen Rob Dahm's car, which we love. We saw it just yesterday, and you guys saw in our day one video. So here's day two. As you can see under hood, this car is a complete FD chassis as versus to Rob Dahm's is just a little different. It's actually on the Unicorn chassis setup. So this is really, really cool. Myself as a big Mazda FD fan, you can kind of take appreciation to the pretty much factory body besides the wide body kit in the rear. Everything does look really good. Who's going to be tuning this car when it's all said and done?
So we're still kind of in that process. There's several people out there that, you know, you got to kind of, where four rotors are very unique, so you do have to find somebody that will, one, work with you, two, has the skills to tune a four rotor, plus in the combination and package we have. So there's a couple people we're vetting right now. We haven't nailed that down. Again, we want to be real particular. We do have an investment in the motor, and so we want to protect that. So we want to make sure that we do that right. So one of the really big things we're trying to do here is promote the rotary community. So we want to make sure we have a reliable piece of equipment out there. When it shows up to do things, we want to make sure we're standing proud. Make sure we run, we do what we say we're going to do when we show up. So,
makes sense. One thing that I noticed on, for example, Rob's car versus yours, he has a lot of oil cooling system features on the car. Is this car going to have that? If so, why not?
We still do. We are dry sump, so we run a Pedersen dry sump system.
Okay.
The clear, the Clearview filter system that's on Rob's car.
Yep.
That was some of the relationship that Rob and I have had over the last few months.
Yep.
We've kind of shared some dialogue, what's better. So I've adapted a few things from what he's got. He's adapted a few things from what I've got. I have twin Durali oil coolers in here. They're tied into the ECU, the engine management system, so that we can make sure we've got cool oil. One of the critical components in rotaries, of course, as we know, is making sure we've got oil pressure and good cool oil.
Yep.
So we've got a very good Pedersen 5-stage dry sump system tied into a very good oil cooler system, along with some filtering that's in there that is next level. So we're really concerned about oil. We want to make sure we get oil. And we've added some cooling in there with this Griffin radiator to try and make it, just finish off the package, make sure that we don't overheat. as we all know, rotaries are hot-blooded anyways.
They're hot.
So you add a couple more rotors to it and you're going to get hot. So we've got a gigantic Griffin radiator here, again, also controlled by the Haltech ECU. We're running electronic water pumps, and also to kind of help manage as much of that heat as we can. So, and the Haltech also manages the liquid intercool system. There's an electric pump that runs all that as well. So we're really trying to manage that heat so we don't, there's a ton of heat here, right? So
makes sense.
PTP products on here as far as heat management goes, great. Another partner that works with me on making sure that we've got good, outstanding products on the car to try and help manage all the heat that's in here. So.
Great. We have 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
First question for you, a little bit about the fab work here. We know you do your own fab.
Yes, sir.
The intercooler piping seems to be about, what, 3 inches?
That is 3.5 inch.
3.5.
Yep.
And to the throttle looks like, what,
that
4?
is 4 inch.
Wow.
So you do with the Garrett turbos, you do get a lot of airflow. So we have 3.5 inch intercooler piping, 4 into the motor. We have a 102 millimeter throttle body.
Wow.
We have 12 ID 2000 injectors.
How about the runners on the manifold?
So those are all 2-inch runners.
2-inch.
So and they are into a peripheral port. So the engine is a peripheral port engine.
Wow.
So and those are the housing is cut and milled for a turbo style engine.
Wow.
So machine shop that did all that type of work specifically designed this engine for forced induction.
Wow.
So we're some outstanding high quality work on those parts. The guys in Australia are just like up there. They're on it. They know what they're doing. We have some Mazda internals in there. There's some brand new S5 turbo rotors in there. They've all been balanced. The whole rotating assembly's been balanced. We have a precision E-shaft that's in there. And like great package from Billet Pro. We're excited to see what we get out of this. Just knowing that those guys are really on top of supporting the rotary community and making sure that we've got the best parts.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Final question for you. When do we think the car will be on? When can we come down by the shop, see when it's all ready, and will you be driving this car, or what's the plan with it?
Yeah, so again, our plan is to run events like Texas Mile, TX2K. We're going to do some time attack. Our plan is to run World Time Attack, which is early February, so we will have the car running it for World Time Attack. That's probably about the first event we've got, which is early February. So we had planned on doing some stuff at PRI, but we didn't want to rush it anymore. We pushed really hard. We really pushed to get to SEMA. We're super duper grateful for what we got out of SEMA. We were able to clear off a Battle of the Builders top 40 overall, top 10 in the import class. We're super honored and privileged to have gotten that. But we did push a little hard to get that, so we need to kind of go back, regroup, and of course finish off the things we started, get the car running, get it in front of everybody. So thankfully, Mr. Dahm has agreed to kind of help promote some of that, maybe get a video of it, and kind of work together and do some collab stuff there. So hopefully everybody will find that information there. Great. We're working to promote all that.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, we're here at the Toyota Tire booth. It's SEMA 2019. Chris checking out from Next Gen. Thanks so much for your time, Todd.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it.